Point 15. About the two versions of the English list from Collingwood or English losses. As we have seen, we have reasons to give credibility to the versions of extra-official list of English losses by Collingwood. In the most detail of the two versions of the list, it is accounted up to 10,471 deaths, drowned or wounded in the English side, with 2,000 drowned, 5,000 dead in combat, and 3,400 wounded. That is reason enough to lie about the losses so high. Despite it is expectable this amount, because if in 30 warships you have more than 100 deaths per ship, already are more than 3,000 dead in combat. Up to 5,000 is possible in this artillery exchange. Apart from the drone, the Spanish had 1,100 dead, including drone and in combat, and little more than 101,000, and 2,400 wounded. The French more or less 3,000 dead and 101,000 wounded. The English would have suffered 7 times more deaths than the Spanish, and the official version English says that they had 1/3 of the Spanish deaths. That is 400 deaths in front of 7,000 deaths. It's a lie at the great style. Trafalgar is the biggest lie of the history. And now we go to see what happened to each of the English ships that were lost. There are 10 laws in different places, as we said, and we don't lose more time. Thank you for hearing. To end this article, we want to see an overlooking of the losses of both sides, the English and the Allies, according to the new credibility that has the extra-official list from Collingwood. We have that original warships. In England there were 30 warships and 13 frigates and 5 bergantines, total of 48 ships total. The Spanish and the French had the Spanish 15 warships and the French 18 warships, plus apart the smallest one. Total is 33 warships plus 7 smallest ones, with I think it was 5 frigates. So we will have 30 warships in English side plus 13 frigates, which means 43 ships with guns, importantly, because the frigates can have 40 or 50 and they still can have work in the battle, some work, when the main ones have done the job. And the Spanish and French had 5 frigates with a total of 37. No, it's 43 ships in warships and frigates in the English side versus 38 in the Allied side with warships and frigates. Now we have free after the battle or recovered by the Allied or recovered by the English. Free after the battle, the English side had 20, the Spanish 5 and the French 9. Sunk or lost or burned, we have 10 according in the English side, 10 according to Collingwood, or 13-14 according to the Spanish official from the Monarca ship. That's 10. In the Spanish side, 7, and the French 7. We are talking about the sunk, the burned, or lost. In the coast of Morocco, we have 1 or 2 English, with at least one of them recovered. Then captured, and in Gibraltar we have the English made 3 prisoner ships, that is 3 in Gibraltar, and 1 from the French in Gibraltar as well. But now we come to another important point, that is that they are severely damaged. Severely damaged means that it has a lot of damage. In the English side we count 13. In the Spanish side we count 3, and in the French side we count 4. So we have that a number of warships lost or severely damaged. We have 23 in the English side, 11 in the Spanish side, and 11 in the French side. So we can think of a true draw in terms of ships, damage of ships and loss of ships, a draw in between English side and the Allied side. But in terms of human losses, we found 5,000 in combat in the English side, plus 2,000 drawn in the English side, plus 3,500 wounded in the English side. While in the Allied side, we have in the Spanish 1,100 dead and 2,400 wounded. In the French, more or less 3,000 dead and 1,100 wounded. In total, in the Allied, we have more or less 4,000 dead and 3,500 wounded. So we have by the circumstances, by the combat, by the rules of combat, we have that the English side has 3,000 more dead. 3,000 more dead and the same wounded. So it is a victory of the Allied side, the Battle of Trafalgar, in terms of the human characteristics, in the human numbers. Not in terms of the ships lost and severely damaged, heavily damaged, but just in terms of number. Thank you.